Hi guys, so today hopefully I'm going to work on making a quick card. I think it's going to be quick because it's a very simple technique or set of dies here that all we're going to do is color in this little cake basically. So today I'm going to try out the clear stamps by Art Impressions for the cake twist set. So these are their twister cards, and for these cards you do need this basic die, and I know right now the code AI Fun for you, I'll have it in the description box so it's written out the way it needs to be, for, I believe it's 25% off Art Impressions is still working. So I think it's probably going to be good for the rest of June, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So I'll remind you guys every time I do make a video during June if it works or not, if it's still working, but the information will be there. I'll have some affiliate links in there also, which mean if you use those links to shop, I'll make a small commission that helps me keep running the channel and things like that. So I'd really appreciate it if you click those. And again, use your discount and you get that 25% off. So this is called Twist Frame Die 5218. Just your basic kind of aperture that you're going to need to put this in here. So for this to twist, it has like these little slots on the top and the bottom of your die, as you can see here. And then you slide that in this opening, and that's how it's going to twist. And it twists, but not really. The person, whoever receives it, or you yourself, you have to kind of move it for it to do its thing. But you'll see. So I do have this one set. I believe they have 8, maybe more different sets, but for sure they have 8 different sets right now. And again, this is the Cake Twist 5212. And I'm just imagining it's going to be pretty quick to work up. It's really cute. And then I just want to show you this other set that I picked up at the same time that I bought these. This one's called Birthday Cake Set 5255. It has nothing to do with these twists, but I really thought everything that was on here is super cute, and since it's kind of similar to the same kind of cake, I wanted to show it to you guys. And this one has all the stamps and all the dies that go with everything in here, so it's really a comprehensive set, super cute. I love the little candles and like the cakes with like ton of candles on them, so those are good for like a funny card. And then like a little sweet baby one, or just with the one happy birthday. So all different types of cakes. Little cupcakes. I thought it was adorable. So there's that, and I'll have the links for all those different items in the description box. So what we're going to do to get started is get started. I did notice that they have examples, and on their examples they'll have this cut out, and then they'll still have another frame around this one, but it only has the one aperture, so I'm trying to think of how I might want to do that if I want to cut that out. We will see. But it does have a little happy birthday and the little star, which I mentioned earlier. I don't know why I brought it up again. There we go. So what we're going to do is stamp these. Okay, you have your 2 dies. And remember I had mentioned, I'm like, I wonder why are there 2 dies? Because basically, if these have to go back to back with each other so that they're exactly the same, you know, I don't see why the same die can't cut both, but there must be some reason. And then it also has this sentiment that says birthday wishes to you. So I'm going to stamp these on just some card here. Oh, I have just sitting here. This is Carefree's Companion stamping card. I can see this one has a little stain on here for some reason, but we're going to cut it out so it doesn't matter. And I am going to use my VersaFine because I'm going to use my Arteza real brush pens to color them in. So just to use them as markers, so I can show you kind of what that is. I'm not going to use like the watercolor technique, but you can on this paper, and I showed you guys that in the Arteza kind of review that I did recently. Let me just get something to stamp with. Well, I suppose I can stamp them both at the same time, so I have this big block. I did take my stamping mat that I normally have down to wash it, so it's drying right now. Because when I made this, I made a huge mess when I made this card. So hopefully you guys watched that earlier today. I did make that video last night, actually. Yeah, that'll work. Because Miranda took a nap. She was tired for some reason. And yeah, you know, my son went to pick up his little stuff from his school, Dorian, in 5th grade, and I just feel bad because he did get his little Outstanding Achievement Award, and we just thought it was like a promotion thing because his teacher put it out, and like she was across the way, like they can't, you know, be near each other. And I'm like, okay, thanks, you know. Dorian's like, okay. And then I realized later, I'm like, oh, that was an extra distinction, Dorian. That wasn't just your little promotion card. So then I guess she wanted him to see it so that he would feel great about it. And we're like, yeah. I gotta go. The poor kid. I know, he wasn't too bummed out about not having a promotion ceremony. He's like, yeah, that's fine. But it is kind of sad. So I'm just trying to make sure he knows that we think he did a great job and all that good stuff. Okay, I'm really pressing hard because, again, I don't have my little stamping mat in here and I want to make sure. And I missed the very edge of that, but you know what? I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, so I'm going to let this dry for a little bit. And I could turn it over and stamp it again, but to be honest, I mean, come on. I will be right back. Okay, guys, so I was kind of picking some colors. I think we'll see what happens. I want to do the pink icing. I was going to color the cake brown, but I thought, well, maybe I just leave it white, like if it's a white icing. Or, you know what I'm saying, like it has 2 layers. Usually it's like a naked cake, so that would be brown with the icing and then the flowers. And I just want to show you a little bit about how, I'm telling you, I'm not like, ooh, let me, I'm the best at this here. I just wanted the pink icing. So I went and grabbed as many pinks as I have in the kit, and I'll show you kind of what I did. So I just kind of want a light pink, and I want a darker pink, so I thought, okay, that one's kind of light, and this one's kind of light, but it's kind of brighter than what I want. And the other one's more of a neon pink, and then I went and chose like a deeper shade, and I think these two go together better, so that's how I'm choosing that. Bubblegum and Rouge Pink. I knew there was bubblegum. Didn't I say bubblegum the other day? I thought I said that. No, wait, hold on. And then the purples, again, I grabbed all the purples, and they're kind of lined up with each other. And to me, these two are the best ones. Like, I want a light purple, and then I want something for a little depth. So that one's much darker, but I'm going to be very careful with it. And these are eggplant purple and wisteria purple. And so with the green for like the little leaves, I'll do the same thing. I'm going to come in and pull out different greens. I'll try to start with what I think is the lightest one. And that one's really bright. And maybe that's what I want, I don't know, compared with the rest of the colors. And the next one, look, those two look really great together. So, light green and parakeet green. So we'll start with these and go from there. So as far as the pink, I'm going to have them both ready, I think. Have the lids taken off both of them. Start with my lighter one, which is the bubblegum. And let's just pretend like, okay, I'm going to do pretty much all the layers the same way. So whatever I do here. You know, I'll start with this middle one just so you can see more of the shading. So I'm just coming in and coloring them. Now, because they have this brush pen, it can get into very small spaces. So I do like that. And just kind of wiggle it. It's a little bit different because it's a brush tip. It's not like a marker tip. But again, I do appreciate that little fine tip will get right in there. And then I'll take the darker one and kind of just bring some under the flowers here on the top. Again, if you wanted to do the kind of marker or the wet brush thing with it, you would take, and I don't know if you can see, I'm kind of grabbing that and bringing it down this way. It's not blending like you would expect from like a Copic or a Spectrum Noir because it's a water-based marker. Water-based markers are notorious for not blending super well, but they have a little bit of blendability. Like these are better probably because of the brush tip, to be honest, than any other, you know, markers that you might find. But it looks good, right? I mean, it looks really nice. Okay, so that's what I always do for the pink ones. I'll come with the pink, do a little dark shade wherever I think it should be, and then more pink of the lighter one. Just bring it back through, just to kind of even it out. The purple flowers, again, starting with the lightest one. I'll just go into this one here. And I'm just going to color it in, a little purple flower. And these are going to be super basic, because then I'll just take the darker color and just come in right here in the center and just kind of fan that out. And if you want to try to blend it, of course, come in. And of course, like I said, if you know, just leave a little bit of white. That's one thing. You can color it in completely. You can leave a little white space, kind of like I left the very edge of the flower. Just a little white, a little something to make it softer. And that's all I'll do with those. And then the leaves, same thing. Start with the lighter color. Just come in here. And I left a little bit of white at the tips, but you don't, I mean, have to do that. And that's probably all I'll do because they're small. I don't know that I want to come back in and really work it again, but that's about it. So I will come back if there's something else I need to do, like maybe this dish. I'm going to make it like a glass dish, I guess. I'll come back and show you what I do there. And yeah, let me just finish it up and I'll be back. Both of them exactly the same. So that did not take very long at all. I do have the candles to deal with here, so I'm just going to color them in with this teal color because I like this teal color. It's just called teal. And what's a bummer is that my eyes are so bad right now. Anyway, so I'm just going to color these in best I can. Obviously, I'm going to do it off camera here. Again, If you want to be artsy about it, like the way I did the flowers, I kind of left, like I said, the little white area. You could have done the same thing with the pink, just to kind of make it a little rough. Do it however you want. You can also use the same pen to then just come in and darken up where you think there might be shadow, like way at the bottom. So I'll do that. I'll probably do a little yellow on the tips, just with any yellow. That's not the biggest deal. And then as far as this, to make it look glassy, I kind of like using like a light blue or a gray. Let me see this color. This one's okay. This one's called Parma Gray. And normally what I do is just pick a side and just kind of go around the edges, just so it looks a little more like see-through, I guess. You know what I'm saying? I do the same thing with wings whenever I draw wings. You can also have like a white platter, or what is this thing called? Cake stand. That's probably what it's called. So I'm going to go around and do that to this one and then the candles, and I will be right back. Okay, so I'm just putting everything back. I should be getting my 96-piece Arteza in, I think today, but I have other things that I need to go over, and I already have a bunch of other things I ordered. Literally, I ordered stuff Monday morning. It was here on Tuesday, which is kind of weird. There's 3 different deliveries, 2 with unmarked cars, and then one of them was an Amazon car that delivered some of my stuff. So it came in really fast, but the one thing I'm waiting for are the larger set of pens, and I'll do a whole haul of the Arteza stuff I just picked up, but it includes polymer clay, and obviously the large 96-piece set with the carry bag, which I'm super excited to get. I just realized, you know, because like I said, my eyes are so bad, the very tips of the candles are also the wax. It's not like lit up or anything, and I don't know how much this is going to cut off. Oh, it'll leave a good amount. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just real quick, let me see about this yellow. Not my favorite yellow. Let me pick a lighter color. Something like this, and just add a little color here on the tips. Like I said, it should still be there, and there is not really a flame here, but I'm just going to put that on there just to give a little color. What else was I going to mention? I guess that's it. So we're going to cut these guys out. And then I have to get my card base set up, but I'm just going to cut these guys. And whenever they come attached like that, I just kind of go back and forth like this. If you want to get rid of those little nubs, just use like a jewelry plier or any kind of, you know, cutting tool that you might have. And I'm going to line these up. Now, I don't know which one's which, so like I said, I would figure they'd be the same, but they're slightly different. I suppose because you have to cut one this way, one this way. Yeah, they're perfectly the same this way. Yeah, okay, so see here, there's like the little flowers that there's 2, and on this side there's only 1, and the leaves, should I say? So I'm looking for the side that has the 2 and the 1, so this is right. And again, you can just run this through with some scrap paper and get yourself an aperture going, and then look through the aperture and make sure you're cutting in the right spot, but I'm just going to eyeball this. I think that's pretty good where I have it. And again, this is not just Scotch tape, this is Crafter's Companion low-tack tape. Sometimes people will say you should touch it on yourself to make it less sticky, and that's true even with a low-tack tape. This stuff is basically Scotch tape. I don't know, to be honest, that has any specific formulation. I haven't really tried Scotch tape in a while though, so maybe it is less sticky, I don't know. But if you want to make it even less sticky, just kind of touch it a little bit, put it on your shirt or your sweater or whatever, and let it get a little less sticky. But again, I'm just eyeballing this one, kind of making sure like the candles look about right. I think that's probably pretty good. And let me bring my marquee over. All right, I'm just gonna cut these guys out. See? It fits perfectly. Awesome. So I am really impressed with my Arteza brush pens. Like people, when I made that review recently, or just some tips that you can use, somebody asked me, can you redo this whole video, is what she said, using the Crafter's Companion watercolor paper. And kind of a weird suggestion because I had just made the video. It was like, you know, over half an hour long. I'm going to redo the video. But I had said, if you watch my videos, you'll know that pretty much anytime I do watercolor stuff, I'm using Crafter's Companion watercolor paper. So you can see that in action then, because in the other video I just used the Arteza paper, which is awesome. And then I used some Crafter's Companion stamping paper and the Bristol, because everyone says you should use Bristol. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think it's going to be that great. And it wasn't. You know, it worked like any other paper that's dry. You know, it's not really meant for that as far as blending. Okay, so we have our little things. I did cut a little too close over here, a little bit on that side, but either way, it's going to line up because That's what it's going to do. So we're going to glue these together just so that this is ready. And then I'll just use this glue. And then we're going to make our aperture in our card, and we're almost done. I'm actually having a lot of fun coloring. It's funny because they have those adult coloring pages. I'm not really into that kind of thing, but this is like, I like it. I like it a lot. And you got to really make sure that those little pointies are going to stay together. So I'm really making sure that there's some glue in those areas. Actually, all the edges need to stay together so it looks nice, right? But what my plan was to get this, put it on here kind of, you know, as well as I can. But kind of give it a little bit of a zhuzh. And what I mean by that is like, ooh, make it a little sticky, sticky, sticky. I'm kind of getting the glue all over. I don't know if you can see, I'm rubbing them together in different ways so that the glue will definitely have spread out, right? That feels really nice and sturdy, so cute. All right, I'm gonna put this under something heavy and we'll cut out our card base. Okay, so if you only have a marquee, you're gonna be able to run your face. If you're using a standard A2 size card, you might not be able to, which I know you're not gonna be able to run your card base through. Now, with that being said, if you want to make this a long card, right? Long instead of fat like this, right? You cut your A2 paper in half the other direction, then you can do it, right? Because it's gonna be thin, you can do your own thing. But for this one, I'm gonna have to run it through with, sorry, I dropped something that was really loud, so I'm gonna edit that out, but you're gonna wanna run through a larger machine, okay? So I'm gonna score this just so I kind of have an idea of what's going on here. And like I said, in their examples, they sure have a lot of examples where the, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and stick this down right now. Well, no, better not. I'm just going to put this down so I can see that it's gonna cut through both layers, kind of matted evenly the way I would want it. And again, if you're going to run this through your marquee, then you would do the same thing, just run them both through at the same time, long ways, right? Because that's how you're going to have to use it. And I'm going to take this, and I'm going to use the happy birthday too, because I was just realizing I don't have anything else. And then I was thinking about using the little star and cutting out apertures. That'd be really cute, wouldn't it, to use the little star? We'll see. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do all of that. But I'm going to take this little guy. I don't know why I always want to fight the packaging. And again, twist this out. Twist, twist, twist. Till this stuff wants to pop out. Twist the other way. There we go. Alright. And I'm completely eyeballing this. Like there. I'm going to put this up a little bit higher because I have that happy birthday. I probably want to put it down here somewhere. So let's leave that there. I'm going to tape this more towards the inside. And then I'm going to tape this down a little bit just so that doesn't move either. And since this is the anti-griffin stuff, I'm going to use my magnetic mat with the metal shim. I'm just placing it there. It's there just for helping the thickness, not so much for cutting. And let's run this through. So what I was trying to say is in their examples, if you go and click on any of the links or go, you know, see some of the card examples they have, they have this outer piece and then it's cut even smaller away so that you have two layers. Now I can see coming around with like a pair of scissors and really just cutting real close where that line is, where the aperture kind of carved into itself. But I can also see that being a huge pain. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to leave it with the two colors. And I'm just trying to get this tape off of here without ripping. That'd be nice. All right. So we have our little aperture. We have our little guy. I need to cut out. So, oh, the other thing I was saying is like to take the little stars and just like place one down, give it a cut, place one down, give it a cut, a couple, you know, just to make a little decoration, or cut them out and then stick them down. But or none of those things. Just something you can do. I took the star off so I can now run this happy birthday. I'm gonna use this pink Centura Pearl that I have laying around here, just this piece. I'm just gonna cut it out and I'll be right back. Okay guys, that happy birthday is pretty darn adorable because what happens is the little letters pop out and you can use them on something else. I'm gonna try to keep that little part of the P. I mean, you don't have to, but that little part of that P, see that? I'm gonna keep those. So I'm gonna put those to the side for right now. Hopefully not lose anything in the meantime. And bring our card base back, and we already bone folded it. Or not bone folded, scored it. Yeah, the lighting is so weird right now. I had it going so great. I mean, it looks okay, but it doesn't look as shiny. Or as bright, should I say. That's the word I'm looking for. Not shiny. Okay. So we need to stick these guys together. I'm going to use a dry glue just so that it can get done. But I would probably use a wet glue just to get around these edges really well. If I wasn't on camera and trying to get this done, okay? You know what I'm saying? Get that glue in there really, really well. Ah! Alright. And the way I'm going to eyeball this, and I always, whenever I do this, and you guys don't see it, I'm using my pinkies to hold my paper down. Otherwise, the paper's kind of in there. I'm kind of doing that thing. So, just a little tip to help you out when you go to line things up. I'm starting at the top, and I'm trying to keep this straight, which I'm not doing the best job of, but you know what? Oh well. Again, use a wet glue, guys. That way you can kind of manipulate a little bit. It's pretty much on point, so that means when I cut it, I had it crooked like that. Okay. And let's bring back our pièce de résistance. This is really cute. It's really super sturdy. But, you know, we have it here. And all you're going to do is literally just push this in here, and same thing for the other side. Just kind of bring it. I'm not trying to be too harsh with it. Just a little bend, okay? And that's basically your card. Look at that. And it's just kind of chilling there. And basically what the girl is saying is that, you know, you can just kind of mess with it yourself, basically, is what you're doing. But it is kind of nice because on the opposite side, there's still something fun. And you can still see that cute little card base there. And as you move it, it kind of moves around. Really fun. And then, of course, it folds flat, which is important for mailing. And, you know, you can do something more fun with this. I'm just going to keep this pretty basic down here at the bottom. But that is it, guys. So thanks for watching. Really easy to work with. I had a lot of fun coloring. I'm going to break my teeth with this thing. You guys know I'm so lazy. I'm not lazy. You guys know I'm not lazy. I even came across some extra bottles. They're sitting right here. And I'm like, I still haven't switched out the pin that I lost the top to. I need to do that. So I'm going to glue this down, and I'm just using my precision tip to go around this whole thing. And this is filled with tacky glue because I know I get that question a lot. And that's all it is. And all you do to get it in there is you open this up and take your tacky glue and just squeeze it in there. Okay, because I know some people asked if I use a funnel or something like that. That would be a nightmare. You just squeeze it. And same thing with like the 3D glue gel. When you have that syringe, that doesn't always come with the syringe. Just so you guys know, if you buy the 3D glue gel, it might be just the gel by itself. But if it says kit or bundle, it'll come with a syringe. And all you do is pull the syringe, the plunger end out, and then unscrew your 3D glue gel cap and just squeeze it into that back side of the syringe. All right. And then I'm carefully, oh so carefully, going to bring over the little P middles. The P middles. And I'm just going to put a little dot, dot, dot. You don't have to do this. Like, I even have the A one if you don't want to. Because you can just let it look like a stencil. See, I have a P right here. Oh my gosh, so tiny. Oh, put it the right way. And I'm just going to place it into the glue. A little too sticky. Okay, and I'll do the same thing for the other little tiny pieces, and I'll have some pictures for you guys. I'll have the links in the description box. Thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions, please ask them if I know the answer to them. Of course, I always try to do that. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you all at the next one. Bye now.